Hello. Okay, I'm going to explain something that is a bit different, which is about BIM, Building Information Modeling, where usually people approach it as a modeler. So they will use bonsai, but I'm approaching it as a compiler. Compiler means it has some source code or source high-level definition that when compiled will result in a building. Let me give you one, if it may. Let's see. Terminal. Okay. So you can see this is built from data or source. It does not matter. It is in a database, but of course this is IFC, if someone were to ask. IFC is the schema of how you define anything, because if you click on it, it will give you the schema information. And if you were to go even to the story, it will find its equivalent IFC information. If you go by discipline, this is also IFC like. So it is for the people who understand BIM and IFC, this is it, okay? But the thing is, the concept of modeling is stuck in the mind of the BIM people, okay? So they have to look at what do they intend to do. For the modeler, they want to model. But like I said, this is a compile from my point of view as a database or a source code person, or from source document like a 2D. This will be considered a compiled version. This is a result of rules, of specification, of a 2D layout, right? So because of that, I do not actually need a bonsai, which is a modeler. I just need a viewer that can show the result of my compilation, okay? So how do I compile this? From a database of IFC elements that I can arrange in many fashion. I intend to arrange them as a bill of material, just like you construct a car having many parts. Here you have building, stories, like I showed just now, rooms, yeah. Let's have the story again, okay. And this is just many ways of dissecting things. And from the discipline, if I were to take away just now, okay, so we can have just and you were to go on the sprinkler or the alarm, there must be a sprinkler somewhere, things like that. So once you get this concept, then you will know, you won't be confused as if why are we going for a different, is this something different? No. Now, because this is through a database, it could be put onto an Oracle server, which I have done. Here you can see this is in Oracle Cloud. I just registered there and I put a landing page for you to download all the sample buildings. Now why would I do that? So that you could access and see what I see, and you do not need bonsai to do it, okay? It is out of the box, so it's frictionless. You just need two databases, actually one database, one browser, no install. And no install means you could decouple. This page will give you information. Let me refresh. It's supposed to give you information of what it is, you go to my documentation, but you can read further. Okay, and once you finish, there will be a launcher to launch this same exactly 1 million elements, because they are made up of many databases to be practical and to let you do it yourself. Okay, so I'll start with a clinic here. So it downloads from Oracle and gives the same effect as you see just now. Okay, but this is through the web. Again, demonstrating once you have the concept of a database, you need not to use a browser. Okay, you can have it in X-ray version, you can have it in full screen, and you can even print out into a database here. Why can you do that? Because it's from a database. Okay, so this is the concept, and you can save it, which will have a lot more information. Let me show you. If you open up, it will have project summary and where's the graph? I'll get it back. It's supposed to have graphs, these two, but if I were to go back and get the, what was I just now? Should be the schedule, so I'm looking for the 5D. Okay, in the 5D, it's meant to be more than this. I have to set it back. Okay, all this information is missing some. I will kill that guy. Okay, so back to let me close this to avoid confusion. Let me close my browser. So this is my localhost. So this is you, and you can come back here and do more until you finish everything. You can even zoom through. You can zoom into the building because it's data, right? Because it's data. You can have X-ray, alternate Z. It will give you exactly all the IFC. This is achievable today with the browser, but again, the paradigm is it comes from a database to give you this information rich doing, and then the next stage will be modeling editing or source editing, not compiling, not modeling here, not drawing here. I could use a 2D to pull this, to change this. I could use a root walker to apply international rules of placement or clash analysis, all through formulas, all through query data. Okay, that's the concept. Once you get it, everything becomes clear. And I think you need to watch 15 more movies before you get to that. Okay, so let's have another building. How about the terminal, the one that I was doing just now? So it is fetching, and if you would click at something, it will come up, and you can again do all this, and you can have at the roof level, floor level, things like that. Okay, and the ground floor, what is building up, and all. So this is the concept. Okay, what do you take away from it here? First, you get used to the concept that we are not modeling per se, we are compiling. We decompose all these IFC into rules, which are then used to design. You will see from the documentation that we're going to redesign things as a compiled source. This is a very you say viable solution, but it is rather daunting to do. Okay, the concept is daunting because AI is blind to geometry. It's not in its loving model to do this. So you need a strong subject matter person, such as I happen to have in ERP and database and proofing a model. So I'm very interested in this because it's so interesting to have 3D graphics. So let me see, is it done? Okay, it's done. So once you have completed to 30 cities, you will have that whole, like I say, 1 million elements, about 700 buildings for you to play with. Again, this to prove the concept, to be familiar with compiling, not modeling. Modeling comes later, okay? It will be very enjoyable and very powerful, very automated, intuitive, user-friendly. Another concept here is safe. After this, you close, everything is gone. It's cached in a Google storage. There will be a button for you to clear it. You need not entangle with difficult setup of bonsai and things like that. Everything that I need on bonsai, I could get it here. Okay. The architect wants to print this out, he can get it here. Right? You can do things like this easily. You could set to something. Okay. So you could put to X-ray mode, and then you could snap a picture. Okay, and you open up the picture. It's here. All right. So this type of capabilities is available because of the database concept. Everything is data. Everything. AI, LLM, internet, your personal information, digital, everything is data. The geometry is data. But modeling is no longer a necessity. It is a necessary evil. I'm trying to do without. That's the concept I'm trying to tell here. Okay? If you have any question, please, I would love to see what could be the barrier to the understanding. Maybe I could reword my concept better. All right? So with this understood and of the picture, you then of course there'll be questions. How do you link to the architect world? That's why I have the 2D. Okay, I have like I said, I go back here, I have the 2D. Why I could do that? Again, this is derived from this. It's a proof of concept. After that I go to, and also from there, this is, I call it the Rosetta Stone because this is a real 2D that my code is supposed to verify with. Now, why could you do that? Again, because everything is data. This data is equivalent to this, and I'll put it in DXF, which is a digital format that has embedded its coordinate and material position here, so that when I adjust this, it will go through some validation rules. Again, it's like an ERP database with its rules, and then formulate a new dimension, a new sizing, with the cost, because it's all data. I got all the calculation. I can determine this. Deterministic is no longer probabilistic. Okay, you can know exactly 1 inch costs how much according to the rules of what you need to hack, and if you were to do it now, how much you save, and so on. So this is a new concept. Again, I'm approaching strictly as a source person, as a person who use source data, garbage in, garbage out, that will produce and compile end result, like an accounting balance sheet or so forth. That's my discipline. I'm excited to apply it to something no longer boring, which is a 3D. I love art. Okay, so I know this is heavy for some to understand. Even my friends, they have a hard time understanding this, and it's a challenge. So do ask me question. If you get it, that'd be good. It'll take some time, but if you get it, wow, I've won someone over. Okay. So then you can go and proceed to other things like let's try this. This is the 126,000, so it takes some time to download. 126,000 elements. LTUA, I think it's from a university or something. So you begin to stream, and as usual, you can click on anything, information will come out. And yes, vent, you can close it. Yes, a vent. Okay, there's a vent system. I don't know what is sun. Architecture, we know what it is. Storage. There's a void. There's plumbing. Okay, so you can have X-ray. This is no problem because we have the data. We can manipulate. From Bonsai, from Autodesk, is the other way around. From Autodesk, it is modeling first, drafting out first. That was how things. Remember, accounting was double entry. During the pharaonic days in the pyramid, they were knocking on stone, so they have double entry. Debit, credit, debit, credit, credit, debit. They do not rub it off because it's in stone. Until now, 5,000 years, it's still the same legacy, okay? Even though they put into a computer. But here, with modeling, you need not do so. Yeah, with accounting, we make it event accounting. When an event happens, it compiles the accounts. Same, it's the same concept. With a compiled source 2D, we compile a model, right? I repeat, from an event in a sales order, the ERP compile an accounts, a balance sheet, trial balance, right? If you get it, tell me. If you don't, tell me too, and I'll figure out another way to strangle people. Okay then, that's it from me. Have a nice century. Bye-bye.